What's up, family? And shout out to my action takers. Last live video, we dove into how to actually acquire and attract leads through your content strategy. And I mentioned how I would talk about the sales process because sometimes you can be getting tons of leads, and these leads could be great. You want to make sure you're having conversations to nurture them. But once you get them on the call, I was watching a video and someone was sharing how that they were getting tons of leads, but they weren't converting. And why weren't they converting? It was because their sales process wasn't dialed in. And not just the process of getting to the call, but the actual call itself. And so today we are going to dive in to this sexy sales process. And I'm going to be sharing with you my exact sales process. I'm going to share a PDF template with prompts for you along with a visual aid that I highly recommend, which is very powerful for when you have these calls. And if you would love this training after you watch the full thing broken down in detail, just make sure to DM or comment the word sales after this video, and I will make sure to get it your way. So, first thing you want to think about and when you are on a call with your prospect is you want to make sure I'm going to go and share my screen. Let me know. Hopefully, you guys can see this. You want to really make sure that you are setting the expectations of the call. What I love to do is like, hey, name, really, thanks for taking the time to hop on this call today. I'm really looking forward to getting on your goals. This is how the call is going to go. And then if you have any questions, da 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 da. So, what are you looking on this call today to get help with? And then let them know that you're here to help them. And sometimes it helps ask if they're able to make a decision at the end, or you kind of like, let's go into a specific strategy and game plan of how we can actually get you to the goals that we've discussed. And these are goals that you should have discussed in the DM or pre-call or on a clarity call. So you have already vetted them to see if they're actually qualified to be on this call with you. Next is you really want to understand where their current pain point is and what they're going through. And so, what I like to call this is their target. You want to understand where they are and what's their ultimately monthly revenue. This is revenue if you are, I would say, a business coach or something. This could be a weight loss goal. Maybe they're looking to lose weight if you're a personal trainer or a health coach. This might be a mindset goal if you're a mindset coach. So those are things you want to think about. And also, one thing I love to do is visually map this out while I'm on a call. So, what that looks like, and I'm going to share my screen to give an example, is you can do this in a Zoom call, but I can get a blank whiteboard. I like to use lucid charts, and I'll actually draw out. So, with the client on the call, what specifically their target is, and we'll walk through this together. Okay. And so I'll actually write it on the screen. So I'll say, I'll call my client Alexis. So Alexis, I would love for you to share with me a little bit more about the goals that you have in regards to actually losing. You mentioned that you want to lose some weight, improve your health and wellness. If you can share with me, like, what is your target weight? Like, what is your target goal? Or if it's revenue, what would be your ideal monthly revenue that you would love to achieve every single month? And Alexis will tell me. And what do? I write it down. I write down, okay, Alexis, she said she wants to achieve 10K per month. Okay. And this here, now we will start going through, okay, what does it take to get to that 10K a month? What is missing from getting there that you need to want to achieve? How is it making you feel? And you really are diving deep. And as again, you're going through this process with the client, you're mapping it out, you're writing it out. And what this does with the client and the prospect is it is allowing them to see and work through their goals live with you on the call. And ultimately, people find this extremely helpful because sometimes we have so much going on in our head that we don't take the time to write it down. We don't take the time to talk it out or even share it with a consultant. And so you want to think of yourself as the doctor, the consultant who is going to be helping fix this pain, this irritation and frustration that they've been experiencing. Next thing you want to address and let me go back and share my screen, is you want to, um, again, dig into those pains. So the current pain, the current situation. You also want to figure out like how long have they been experiencing this? How long has it been your goal to lose these 30 pounds? How long has it been your goal to achieve this 10K month revenue? Okay. And when you're doing that, that's when it goes into specifically, you're going specifically now into time. How long have you wanted to reach this specific goal? And at the end of this, I'll share like a done one. I have a template for the done one so I can walk you through that. But now they're telling you specifically time frame. Okay, time. And they'll let you know specifically, okay, I've been wanting to hit this income goal for 3 years. Okay, 3 years. Let's just say in this example. And they've just been kind of stuck at that 5K mark. It's been frustrating. They don't understand what they need to do. They don't understand um, what's wrong with their messaging, their niche. This is business wise. Maybe if it's a weight loss client, they don't understand what to eat. They don't understand what to do in the gym. They feel like they've hit a plateau. So what you want to do is you want to multiply that 10,000 by 3 years. And so 10,000 times 3 years. So ultimately, they have missed out on the chance to potentially earn $360,000. And again, you're going to write all this on the screen. $360,000. Okay. Visually, so they can see, wow, this is money that they've been missing out on. Then you want to figure out what would it do for them if they actually were to achieve this revenue goal? How would this make them feel? What would they be able to do? And just to show you an example, I have an example here. We'll zoom in right here. So let's say 10K month, they could be doing more videos, more increasing more brand awareness. They're feeling uncomfortable time wise. They've been looking to do it 1.5 years, minimum 150K. What can they do? Pay off debts, have autonomy, etc. Now, once you tap into that time, it's allowing them to see like, wow, these are things that they've been missing out on, things that they could have already achieved but have not achieved because they haven't taken the time to address some of those areas that they know they need to fix, the things that they possibly have tried. And going back to sharing the screen again, let me share my screen again. Okay. Going into, okay, like this example 5 years ago, and what has kept them from solving this problem? If we were talking years from now, what does the success look like then? And things again you want to address too is time, finances, spouse, cost of inaction. So spouse, I like to address this in like a um, form pre-form before the call, and then cost of inaction. Like how would you feel if in the next 3 years you still did not hit this goal? You still were not able to pay off your debt. You still were not able to take care of your mother. And these are based off of things they shared with you, things they possibly shared with you, help care for my mom, example. Okay. So now that you understand their target goal, now that you understand the time, next you want to start to understand the trigger. The trigger. Why is now the right time for them to fix this specific pain, frustration, desire? And when you start diving into that, it's like, okay, what is your biggest motivation for achieving X? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most committed, if you were given a plan and a structure and a strategy, would you take action? So, what does that look like in this visual session with your client? I'll show that in a second. Then, once you figure out the trigger, you want to understand what have they tried in the past? What are they currently doing? What has not worked? And then you, as the consultant, the doctor, and the coach, you're going to fill in the gap. You're going to understand and hear, like, okay, what's missing? And then you want to, like, know that based off your offer and your program, you are the solution. And say, for example, they don't have a content strategy. Well, within visibility to 10K, we actually map out and curate your content for you with a proven strategy to increase your visibility and your clients. So you don't have to guess about content. And so you're inserting your offer within the call. Now, to share an example of what specifically that looks like in the visual mapping on the call, sharing my screen again, is it looks like this. So they tell what's the trigger? They're relocating. So they shared that. They're a 10 out of 10. What have they tried? So they'll share with you things that they have tried in the past. And that leads to you going again into those costs of inactions and roadblocks. And then once you have fully dissected and understood the client's pain point, frustration, specific goals, what have they tried, now you are actually going to walk them through your process, your offer. And what I recommend is you actually have some form of um, like a Canva sheet or document where you're going through your client testimonials, your client results, and you're inserting your exact framework. Next, you want to actually map out the vision with the client. Where are they now? Where are they looking to go? Or who is their audience? What is the desired outcome? And you actually craft the vision of either their offer or their end result with them. And then you insert how you actually come into play and how you can map out and help them implement each of the areas that they have addressed and shared with you that they've been struggling with the most. And going back to this PDF guide to reference is you want to go back into again your framework, get them to have a commitment, do a temperature check, and ultimately have them invest and sign. And to show you kind of a visual of what it would look like when you're mapping out the system with your audience and with your client, it's what's the vision? What's the vision? What's the result? What is the formula that you create for them to get to the outcome? And then how do you help them get there? Creating your hot offer, creating your six-figure blueprint confidence, creating your $1,000 lead magnet, and creating your sales system for you. And so ultimately, when you start really tapping into on these calls, understanding their deep desires with through their target, understanding the time frame of how long it's taken them to get there, how does this making them feel? Why is now the time? Along with what have they tried, and then you inserting your specific offer, they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh." And if when you do this in a visual sense, visually, and I break this down more specifically in detail within my visibility to 10K system. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a sneak peek, even though this was way more than a sneak peek. It was literally a hack, but I break down this in a lot more detail with my elite VIP clients within visibility to 10K. And if you know yourself, you haven't gained that confidence within your content marketing, your messaging, or with video. If you know that you haven't gained that confidence when you're actually on a call to make it not feel like a sales call, make it really feel like a service based call where you're giving to your potential client and you're helping them break through the mental blockages and you're giving them clarity. And at the end of the day, you're painting the vision of what is possible. I hands down 100% guarantee you will have a much higher closing percentage and ratio with this visibility sales system implemented into your business. And so if you know that you would love this the PDF that I shared today along with a complimentary strategy session to understand okay where your business is, but also map out what your offer could look like, what your messaging could look like, and an exact sales process that you can present on a call confidently with your prospects and your leads. Please make sure to comment or DM me the word sales. I would love to connect with you. I hope you found this live valuable. Also, please let me know in the comments if there's any area that you know that you would love to learn more of. And stay tuned because March is Women's Month. And so I am challenging myself and I challenge you. I will be posting one short form video a day through the month of March, sharing with you my exact strategy that you can still for how you can earn your first 10K plus month using social media. And these are going to be the exact strategies I would do if I were starting over from scratch. So stay for tuned for that, and I shall see you guys in the next live training. Have a blessed day.